Let's go. Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffey Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all, as well as the podcast, on Instagram and YouTube.
Welcome to episode 1-on-1 of another Woodshop podcast, where we're making fun of AWP.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
We are 1-on-1 today with the one, the only Paul Jackman.
Technically, aren't we 3-on-1?
3-on-1.
He's gone.
He's out. That was quick.
But in case you guys missed it, I'm going to pimp this right out of the gate. Check out the pre-show. We're going to be dropping it for everyone, including the podcast feed in your podcast catchers.
Yeah, it'll be in the podcast feed.
Yeah, so check out the pre-show. We had the entire cast of Making It, the new Netflix show.
Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
We just cut this part. We'll cut this part out.
No, I'm actually going to turn the audio up way high, and I'm actually going to randomly drop you saying "making it" into the show.
The show making fun.
So I'm leaving
in the pre-show
right now.
And Paul, you're one of the guys, right? Are you the graphic designer? Or was that?
I am Nick Offerman on the TV show Making It on NBC. Thursday nights at
we're
8 o'clock.
keeping it. Let's just keep it going.
I mean, it's the night before the show premieres.
I have
Paul's
the jitters.
Birthday, which is
your birthday. Happy birthday!
11th hour. Paul's here. No, man, seriously, happy birthday! Thank you for joining us on this.
Another day towards death.
Yeah, you're getting one step closer. Yeah.
Happy anniversary of
and
25.
Towards sweet release.
Finally, the good sleep. No, big thanks to you for coming on the show. Like Pete said, we had everyone from the Making It show and the Making Fun show. Oh. No, I know, I did it as a joke. I'm a professional. No, we had Jimmy and Derek and Pat and Paul and Graz on here from the Making Fun show on Netflix. Today is Thursday, March 3rd. The show premieres on Netflix on Friday, March 4th. So go check it out.
Hours.
Please check out the show. I mean, we're all really excited about it over here. So it's gonna be great.
The producer joined us as well, which was pretty cool.
Yes, Mike O'Dare was his name. I'm not familiar with him, but that's his name, right? Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was a really fun surprise.
Yeah,
that was that whole thing was really fun. So I think you guys will like it too. Real quick, I want to jump into big thanks to all the patrons. We got a bunch of new patrons since we've been gone. Adam Knapp, James Heimberger, Cody Roberts, Brandon Shu, Sean Regacho, Carol, which I believe is actually Carl, not Carol. It's Carl. I actually talked to that guy.
Carol.
Mike
is Polish name.
Yeah, Mike Leiden, Landscape Woodworks, Kamani von Strayhorn. That's a dope name. Chris Allerman, Corey, and Mark Pittinger. Big thanks to all the new patrons. You guys are awesome. That's a big pile. So thank you to all of you very much. Thanks for the support. We really appreciate you guys.
Awesome sauce.
Typically we go into reviews, and typically I'd make a joke about that, but we're not going to go into reviews this week because we didn't prepare any of that because it's been a big pre-show. So yeah, we'll do all that stuff, but I am going to play the sound of it.
You have to,
which is good stuff. So I have to. It's a legal contract. We have to do that. So I think before we kind of roll into the what's on my bench stuff, I kind of want to do a round robin on Workbench Con. Is that cool with you guys? I mean, I kind of want to just.
That's kind of what's on a bench.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of really is. I mean, this week
we took a week
busy,
off,
but yeah, we took a week off.
What's on the Workbench Con?
Hey. There we go. That's not good sounding.
You want me to sing it?
We can't market that. Falls out again.
Paul's having video issues this week.
I'm gonna throw it right to
standard over here.
I'm gonna throw it right to Dan. Dan, let's actually just roll it all together. You're right. Workbench Con and what's on my bench is all the same thing. How was your Workbench Con, Dan?
It was amazing. I enjoy Workbench Con so much. The networking, the talking to other folks, and just being around people. I need to be around people, and it's just a really great time for that. Like we have said in the past, if you go to Workbench Con for nothing else, at least go for the networking and meeting the people that you interact with on IG, on TikTok, on YouTube. It was amazing. I had an amazing time. I don't have any other words for it.
I'd just keep saying amazing if you could.
Yeah, amazing. I don't even know how to spell that word, and I just say it a lot.
I guess I'm going to throw a counter on the screen now and just count each one.
I think the rest of you guys were there, right? Yeah?
Yeah, I was hanging out with Jimmy a lot.
But oh, right.
Yeah,
the guy who didn't remember who I was? Yeah, that was
the
good
guy
time.
that saw me across the room? Yeah.
Good time. I'm done talking.
Sure, I'll talk about
why don't you throw it to someone then?
I did. I threw it to Pete.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did. You kind of implied. That's fine.
Okay.
We're professionals.
Yeah, 101.
So this was my first one, and I brought Emma, and it was awesome. Like, I kept joking around with Emma that I'm like, hey, like, no, I brought you so like you're my in with all like the cool like girl makers, like female makers. So I'm not the creepy dude like, hey, I follow you on the internet. Like, but genuinely just having her there, she was just going off on her own, meeting everyone, and like it's always fun when like someone sees us, the two of us, and they go, Emma. Oh, and hey, Pete. I'm like, damn, you're here for her. Cool. All right. So, but no, it was really cool. And what's fair, what really holds true is the classes were great. I did learn a good amount I learned something in every class that I went to. I think I was talking to Jeff and Jess from Two Moose, and Jess was like, where the real magic happens is like these interactions. Cause we were hanging out the night before Workbench Con, just kind of hanging out at the bar, having some food and just chatting and talking numbers, strategies, just whatever, and catching up. And she's like, the classes are taught by our peers. The real stuff happens like in between all of that. And I'm like, wow, that holds true. The classes are great. Like the Cat's Moses class. Oh my God. So good. But like talking to everyone and kind of hearing their perspective and what they're working on and how people are handling their business, because these are basically businesses. It's so valuable, man. I learned so much from talking to people. Big shout out to Casey Reeves. I talked to him probably the whole weekend, and that man's just a treasure trove of knowledge. And I think he's actually going to be on the pod at some point. He did agree. Gun to his head, he agreed. So legally binding. But it was just a lot of fun. So good to just see everyone, meet people in person. Everyone was super nice. And the ones that weren't nice, we invite them on a pod. So thanks, Paul, for joining.
Thanks for being here, Paul.
Yeah. Of course. But yeah, it was great. I don't know, Mike, you got something to add?
I mean, yeah, it was a great time. I mean, it's just really nice being around people. The last couple of years has been kind of tough. I'm like outgoing to a point. You two know that like I like to be around people, but then when I hit my wall, I'm kind of done. But like Workbench Con was just a ton of fun. Like it was just
energy,
late nights.
Yeah, you out partied everybody.
Yeah,
I think I had a conversation with I had a conversation with somebody. They asked who partied the hardest, and I was like, believe it or not, I think it was Coffee. I think he got me by an hour
because he got up at like 7. Was doing computer work till like 10 when we woke up. And then
if we're talking about waking up time, I mean,
is partying is like sleeping in late partying? Is that what that?
No, partying is just the most awake time.
No, I was up the longest for sure, and up the earliest for sure every day. But I had to deal with stuff. But no, it was really great. Like it's so nice seeing everyone face to face, making jokes. It's really hard to put words on that. Went to a couple classes. The classes are kind of.
I feel like they're secondary
on your perspective. No, I mean it's important. Classes. I mean, it's really about it really is about perspective, where you're at, I guess. I mean, a lot of it feels like 101, like it's the basics of things a lot, which they have to do, of course. But it's the human interaction that's the best part, like hands down. So, and which both of you said, that's nothing new. As far as this week, I mean, that's kind of what happened with Workbench Con. I mean, we just went to Workbench Con, had a great time there, and then got home, jumped right into it. It's been a busy week, really busy week. I had a really big meeting on Monday, which I can't talk too much about, but I can a little bit. I kind of secured a
secret coffee.
Well, I secured a deal with a big furniture company, which is a big deal for my company. Really excited about that, and I'll talk more about that as we have more details. And I've secured a partial deal with another furniture company. So we're really looking forward to that. The next 5-6 months is going to be pretty crazy. Also talking to a bunch of different people at Workbench Con. My biggest struggle, I really want to get more videos up on YouTube, and I want to there's the maker community is so saturated. There's so many videos on everything. It's really hard you have to have some sort of crazy spin. Some guys make giant nutcrackers. Some guys take some guys take
nuts.
Yeah, some guys will take, everyone's you got to have a different spin to stand out. And, I was just talking with people about how I can try to make my channel stand out. And one thing that's been a problem is I just haven't focused on YouTube at all. And I really want to. Every time I hit that, make a video public button, it just feels so much better than any other platform. I just really enjoy the YouTube side. So, but just talking to people, they were like, yeah, it sounds like you might need an editor. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense for me. But after I started having the conversation more and more, it's like, yeah, I do need an editor. I don't have this year. I don't have time for it. That's the thing that holds me back, because I'm never going to get better at editing. I'm not a good editor. Like Paul, you're a great editor. I don't edit videos, and I don't really want to get better at editing. I'd like to be better at it, but I don't have the time or the real desire to get better at it. So I know a guy local to me who is a well-established editor. He's a custom furniture maker as well, but he has videos. Oh, my dog's in here. my giant horse walked in here. Sorry. But he's a guy who's done videos for Google and DoorDash, just like promotional ad videos and stuff. And he's a local guy, and he knows what he's doing, and we came to an agreement. So I'm going to try to chase that a little bit with him, which is exciting for me. Came out of Workbench Con all jazzed about the content side of it. Which is something I don't really want to sleep on. I really want to share what I'm doing. So if no one watches, then that is what it is. But I'm going to share it in kind of like the business side of how I run my business. And that's kind of what's in my channel. So I got a bunch of videos on my channel, and, mediocre growth. And I want to make something, I want to lean into what I know, and that's the business side of things. So I'm going to start sharing more of that in my channel. And because I get those questions all day long from people who are either already have a business or are looking to start a business. So that's the big takeaway for me from Workbench Con, was to get an editor and to how to make my channel stand apart. So if it will, that's to be determined. So we'll see. And then, this week we finished up a dining table, two dining tables this week, and a coffee table. And we're working on the final prototype for this high-end audio company that is actually getting delivered tomorrow. And then we start on we finished the first prototype, and we finished the design for the final design, and the final design is actually going to be started tomorrow. So it's kind of hard to explain. It's a weird design phase. This guy's been very particular about his design, but we have the design finally done, and I can finally start going to production on these speaker component, or these home audio components, high-end home audio components, which they're actually a really cool project. I can't really explain a whole lot because it's all proprietary, and I can't talk about it, which makes it really hard to make content around stuff like that because I can't share any of it. But anyways, Paul, how was your bench work? Yeah, Paul's here still.
Yeah.
Paul sat through 3 hours of Dan rattling off brands and winners. So he's a real trooper on his birthday night.
Oh, we're done with that now?
We just finished that.
Yeah, you can wake up.
We want to hear all about you. Workbench Con, projects you're working on, stuff you worked
birthday,
on, stuff coming up, how old you are.
What you remember coming out of the... Never mind.
Workbench Con was good. It was overwhelming, like usual, and more than usual because we've had a 2-year hiatus from that. But it was good to get back to that. People forcing me to follow them on Instagram was good.
Can you believe people like that? Oh my gosh.
It's only
Dan rolls up. Paul's sitting there just trying to catch up on some text, having a nice evening.
I was making deals,
sipping a glass of wine.
Yeah, important stuff.
Dan jumps on his back and starts giving him purple nurples, saying, "Why don't you follow me?"
Yep, not even a hi. Nothing. Yeah.
That's almost as awkward as Dan sitting next to someone that's an 80K plus account and being like, "I can't find you on Instagram. I don't know why."
That was awkward.
And then finds them in their blocked or in his blocked list. That was good. That was great.
That was blocked.
That blocks everyone.
That was awkward. I don't remember why.
Doesn't matter. But Paul, you had a good time?
Yeah. Didn't have to teach a class, which is good because classes are secondary apparently.
That's
not tonight.
What we're trying to say.
Paul's gonna unfollow me. That's
glad I didn't put the effort into that. Now I can unfollow.
Your class was great.
Yeah, I did.
Your class was good.
The last 2 Workbench Cons I teach a class. This one I taught a class, and this time I didn't do that, so I didn't have to prep for anything, and it was nice. It was
you taught us more enjoyable, streets of Workbench Con. You taught us other things.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was teaching between the classes.
Ooh.
Sounds real.
You did a total boat demonstration.
I did a little foam demo.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I made some hats.
You posted those hats on your profile. Yeah. That picture was funny, and then the picture that you posted where you were standing next to Sam from DIY Huntress.
Yeah, hilarious. I don't know how many people caught that, but it's in a carousel with the one with the hats. But
I think that one might be photoshopped. I can't quite put my finger on it, but yeah.
Total Boat's so good to me because like they're just like, hey, show off the foam and like just mix it up and show them how it's done and kind of how it reacts. Like it's kind of a cool science experiment because it reacts in like a couple of minutes. It's and
you put like pigment in there, right?
Yeah. So you can color it whatever you want. And there's a 2-pound foam and a 6-pound foam. There's 2 different.
What's the real use case for that? I'm completely unfamiliar. Is it for filling in like voids and boats and stuff? I mean, is that what it is? Yeah.
So depending on the foam, the 6-pound, it's the weight per cubic foot, I think, 2 and 6 pounds. Okay. So the 2 expands more, it's lighter weight, there's more bubbles in it. So that's good for like flotation stuff or inside of a boat to fill a cavity that might be leaking or whatever. And then the 6-pound is good for more dense stuff like sculpting, like I did with
like carving a boot.
A giant boot, hypothetically.
That's cool.
So I was just showing that off, showing the process, and then ended up making 2 hats out of the 2 batches of foam because that's what you do.
That's a Workbench Con, baby.
Yeah. I think everyone's kind of like tired from the weekend. It was just like it was a lot. And then going right into work and stuff, like going straight into the week was it was a lot.
I think a lot of us are in a way like introverts. That's why like we found our place on the internet because we didn't like people.
We talked to
and
phones.
Now we go to a convention to meet other people that also hate people.
It's funny. I was talking to I was on that live with Blake over at Whippoorwill Woodcraft last night, and he said something exactly along those lines, and I'm like, yeah, actually, that's very true. Like when you come to a thing like Workbench Con, you have to be a little extroverted, but in reality, we're all kind of introverted. We talk to our phones all the time, and when you're at Workbench Con, you get a little exhausted at the end of the day because it's like you're on for 48 hours straight. It's like doing a 48-hour story. Like when you do stories, you're like
killing me.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so when you do a story, you're always like, happy and try to be upbeat or whatever, and it's like 48 hours straight of that at Workbench Con, or 72 hours, however many days it is.
I remember waking up every morning and being like, hello. It's just so much.
Every single time I lose my voice.
Yeah, there's some people who I talk pretty loud, but there's some people who talk really loud.
Yeah.
And you end up in a room with those people, and you're just like, everything starts to escalate. Like people are talking louder and louder and louder until eventually you're just like, it's 4 a.m. I gotta go to bed. Yeah. Everyone's just yelling at each other right now.
Separate rooms was a great idea.
Yeah. Breaking it up was nice. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, for all of us, for sure. I would have just strangled Dan to death. It was
some people partied hard. People got kicked out of their hotel rooms.
Yeah, they did.
Bonkers. Jeez.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if they could stay in my room, and didn't happen.
They asked if they could stay in your room. I don't think that's what happened.
Well, it was
someone asked if someone could stay in your room, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to get into details.
Yeah, but it was good though. We got a bunch of little goodies too. Like I'm weirdly excited for the 90-degree like drill driver thing
from Craig.
I definitely need that.
I didn't know they made that.
Yeah, I'm like, I totally needed that. So like
maybe it's new.
The whole trip worth it just for that.
Just for that.
$5,000 to get that 90-degree.
So for anyone confused, like I drove to Workbench Con with Emma. We had like a 13-hour drive. But I have Dan's stuff and Mike's stuff, so they didn't have to get an extra carry-on. So I'm just gonna ship it over to them. Yeah, it's all boxed up. I just gotta weigh it. And then actually next week, Pat and Carlita from Pine Barren Pallet Works are joining us. And Sawdust Gypsy.
Or
Carlina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm a terrible person.
I think it's Carlina, right? She's great.
Carlina, yeah.
I think it's Cardina.
I think you say
I thought it was Carolina.
Not like the shoe.
Great boots. She has great
Arlena.
boots.
So
No,
they're joining us actually next weekend to pick up their the
It's
stuff, all
contractual
the
to work
Total
it into
Boat
any
stuff.
podcast I'm on.
Because we found out from Total Boat, like we, as a regular person, you technically can't ship epoxies and stuff. It's like super not.
no one can for air.
Well, they
Mhm.
can because
you
it's
Not air though.
oh, so it's just ground. Okay.
Yeah, they can
ship
only
it
do
a
ground.
special
That's
way.
the thing.
We
Like Kristen
yeah.
had to get. I needed some Fathom for something, and Kristen's like, it's gonna be 3 days because we can't air it.
So silly, but I guess it gets hot. I get it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're coming over to the shop in about a week. We're just all gonna hang out and they're gonna pick up their stuff and that's it. So it's pretty cool. Made some good connections, really good connections, and like meeting everyone in person was super dope.
Yep.
I put the swag bag in my carry-on. I was like, it was all free, so I don't care if I lose it, but I'm curious to see what happens when I go through. And they're like, of course, the bag immediately they push it to the side. I was like, of course, yeah, I expected this. And then they're shuffling through it, and they pull out these like tie-down straps, and there's like this 90 angle thing, and like all this weird stuff, and one single tiny Bessie clamp on its own. And they're just like giving me these funny looks,
really
and they're like,
odd
I guess
assortment of things.
Yeah, they're like, technically, I guess none of this is illegal on its own.
It's just super weird, guy.
It's weird, but we have to let you go.
It's in the Constitution.
We
Legal.
can't technically hold you.
They were trying to cancel me at the airport. Cancel culture is out of control. TSA
Ridiculous.
Taking my
Trying
stuff.
Should we grill God, Paul? I keep doing this now.
Wow.
I'm a terrible person.
Oh boy.
Paul, they look identical.
What?
Should we grill? I'm kidding. Should we grill Paul on like the stuff he's been working on and anything coming
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like we should. It's just it comes with territory.
We absolutely
It's
have
coming
to
down the
talk
pipe.
about it.
Because you just made a dispenser of sorts, which actually involved a lot of moving parts and different projects, as well as like
Foam.
that
Dispensary.
giant wall you ended up just doing as like a backdrop. And then what's next? Give me all of it. Let's go.
So if people haven't seen it, go watch the giant Pez dispenser build video on my YouTube channel, Jackman Works. It's 6.5 foot, almost 7 foot tall Pez dispenser with a giant boot on top of it, and it dispenses shoe boxes.
It's pretty
for
cool.
a shoe store.
Super Shoes, right?
Super Shoes, yeah. It's a sister company of Carolina.
Yeah,
Of course.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to ask you, like, how did you play the two shoe company things? Okay.
Didn't.
So they sell Carolina boots.
Cool. That's good.
That was easy. Yeah, it's an easy sell.
Right.
It was an engineering nightmare, which is why it took so long, because I kept putting it on the back burner because there's just so many moving, interacting parts. But
Yeah.
I was thrilled when it was done. It's counterweighted instead of a spring, like the little Pez dispensers have a spring in them.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have like 50 of them sitting on my desk. I think they're all gone now. But I went to the I'm still looking for them. I went to the Pez Museum. It's in Connecticut, like a couple hours from me, just by chance. So I went out there on like a research business trip and bought a bunch of Pez candy.
That's a write-off.
Business expense. But like the original patents were there on the wall. So I'm just
taking
walking down the
pictures of
hallway,
them.
just like,
Taking-
click, click, okay, I'm out of here.
I love it.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it was good.
Well, that's good market research. I guess it's not
Yeah.
market research. It's just content research. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your CPA will figure it out. Who
And is
cares?
that one of those things that like you actually are delivering to a place, or like it's just going in storage now?
Yeah. So I delivered that up to New Hampshire, and they're going to bring it up to Portland, Maine, and that's where it'll live.
Oh, so
Nice.
we live up there. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
the
don't have to
closest
like
store to me
store
was
it
in-
long term after.
No, yeah, I was glad to get rid of that. So when I got back from Workbench Con, I dropped that off.
Nice.
But yeah, coming up next, I'm making a bunch of screwdrivers. Did I show you guys the screwdriver yet?
Regulation
No.
size.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's a normal size screwdriver.
But hundreds of them,
I think
from what you told me at Workbench Con
have you
after I made you follow
done
me.
some stories. Oh no, you. That's right. You showed it to us with the butt comes off, right?
I didn't see that.
Whoa.
So it's going to be for isotunes.
Oh,
So
nice.
there's a normal size, that's pallet wood. Normal size
Yeah, yeah.
screwdrivers. I made the giant one already. So I'm making 100 of these.
That's cool. That
The
you did
little-
you tap the wood, or is that a metal insert?
Yeah. So
You
that's
tap
wood
that?
thread taps
That's
on the
awesome.
end, and that holds it's
Oh,
inside
nice.
the handle.
You could put your little tiny isotunes in there too. The little ear ones.
Or your
So
stash.
that was kind of my concept, is that they could put a couple ear tips in here. because they're going to use it as like a gift with purchase, like buy headphones and get a screwdriver for free.
Is it like a corporate gift?
No, just for people to buy it, like the next 100 people to buy headphones.
That's awesome.
For free.
That's pretty
That's cool.
Like that. Yeah.
Don't you have another little project you worked on, but it's like coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll probably Instagram photo that I photoshopped that'll be out tomorrow. That's been a big deal.
Cool.
I've been working on
that
that
you
for a
didn't
while.
Photoshop. Forced perspective.
Oh right.
No,
It was
it's all natural.
Yeah.
Sam was just standing really close.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sam was closer to the camera, right? Paul was farther away. It works out perfect. I mean, you got making fun coming out, obviously.
Oh yeah, my show Making It is going to be on NBC.
Making fun of it
with Pat Lappy.
Making fun of it.
No, I mean, when
Jackman.
Me and my assistant Cam came up with the best idea today. We're going to do a collaboration with Nick Offerman, and it's going to be called the Jack Offerman Project.
Now, I have to ask, do you genuinely have a connection to Offerman?
Through Jimmy, but then so
Jimmy. I was gonna say, just call Jimmy like, Jimmy, I need his number.
Yeah, I have the best concept. Don't tell him what it is, or he won't accept my call.
Yeah, he's gonna have to look me in the eyes while I pitch it.
Tell him to watch my channel.
I mean, he's a comedian.
We
heard,
you
would get it. I think
we heard everyone kind of talking about it in the pre-show, but like, I mean, what's Paul Jackman's feelings on Making Fun?
Yeah, so Making Fun is on Netflix on March 4th, so it's on there right now. Everybody that's listening.
If you're listening to this, it is live already.
Go watch it. It's netflix.com/makingfun. It's a show with me and a few friends that don't matter.
Nope.
Yeah, they don't matter. They're not here.
That's right. It's my show now.
It's all about staying power.
I'm first on the call sheet, guys. So
you are in my heart.
It's led kind of by Jimmy DeResta. It's filmed at his shop, and it's with me, Pat Lapp, John Graziano, and Derek from Malden. And we make stuff for kids. So that's kind of the concept is like kids pitch us ideas and on a big monitor, and we shoot a few of them down and then pick one of them that we like, and then we build that idea.
Who is John Graziano? And you didn't mention Graz.
Graz is one of the kids that pitches us ideas.
Oh, okay.
Is he the vulgar one?
He's a very vulgar, hairy child.
Exactly. Yeah. It's gross. It's like the Grinch as like a teenager.
By the way, I just went to the website just to be like, I wonder if it's there. So I just went to netflix.com/making fun. And it just says something went wrong with just a big cake disaster. Whatever.
What is that?
I'm like, this might actually be the show.
I think that's caking it.
Cake.
Did you type it in there right?
Thank you, Pete. I was very proud of that.
What's up?
Did you type it in as a single word?
Yeah.
Huh. It should work.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh,
I'm going to go now.
This is great content. Let's all do it.
We're all Googling together.
Or try makingfun.show. That also works.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Well, tell us more about
it'll be up there.
We're doing this.
Okay.
Cool.
We're not all typing at the same time.
Not
at all.
For sure.
You can tell by the silence.
So I mean, we talk about a lot in the pre-show, but I mean, we didn't get to ask like you specifically things. I mean, what was your favorite episode? It sounds like there was kind of, consensus on that, but I mean, what was your favorite episode?
My opinion's different. I like the Trebuchet Catapult. All the other guys really like
it. It is extremely unlikely that you will encounter aliens.
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Netflix started playing in the background.
That's not my show.
That's nope.
That's episode
It went
3.
straight to Space Force. It's Netflix.
Well,
get rid of that right now.
Demonetized.
No, your favorite episode is I started talking with Mike, Carell in the background.
Thanks.
Mike Carell.
Prison Mike. That's all I have in my own. When I see Steve Carell, I think of Prison Mike. That's all I think of. Sorry.
You said there was in a pre-show, you said there was a contest for the Trebuchet thing, and Jimmy makes me mad.
Yeah, so I think that's why Jimmy didn't like that episode as much as I did. Spoiler alert. One of us lost and one of us won.
Outstanding. I wonder who it is.
So the way that we set that up at the beginning of the episode is the kids are like, we have so many cats that generate so much cat poop, and we need some way to get rid of it in our yard, and we want to make a catapult that throws cat poop into our neighbor's yard.
Catapult.
Catapult. That's outstanding.
Catapult. So then I'm in the background just being a dick, and I'm like, it needs to be a trebuchet. Actually, that's far superior to a catapult. And then I say that a few times, and Jimmy's like, all right, I build a catapult, you build a trebuchet, and we'll see which one wins. So we set it up as like
you said that, and I heard it in his voice.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's great.
Yeah,
obviously
between the two of us.
Obviously, with the trebuchet being far superior, you won. I mean,
obviously,
maybe
someone had to lose, though.
You're such a tease. That way.
Jimmy only has so many acres of land. Someone lost.
Yeah, so it was me and Graz were team trebuchet, and then Jimmy with Derek and Pat were team catapult. And it wasn't rigged at all. Like, it was, we built them, we designed them and built them exactly how we wanted to. And like, I won, obviously.
Right.
But like,
so
the final scenes is what makes that episode.
It was
like
3 people versus 1.5 people.
Exactly. So it was unfair. I had half the team, and I still won. Yeah, exactly half the team. I did the math. I'm the math guy.
Math guy.
Hey. Nice this is why we follow each other on Instagram, because we're both math guys.
Exactly, for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Cool. I mean, I can't wait. I think that when we're done recording tonight, it's going to be actually live. So I think I might actually
no, another 3 hours.
Oh, they said 3 a.m. That's right, 3 a.m. Eastern. I gotta wait. Yeah, that sucks.
Midnight on the West Coast.
Yeah, midnight West Coast. I will not be up that late. I can't hang. But yeah, I can't wait to watch it. So
yeah, so it's 8 episodes, 8 different builds.
Nice.
And
were there any builds that did we? I don't know if we discussed this thing. Were there builds that didn't make it into the show?
No,
everything got used. That's good. That's
everything made it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
There's a ton of content that didn't make it in the show. There's a ton of stuff on the cutting room floor.
Suddenly appearing on the internet now.
Hundreds of hours of stuff doesn't make it. Probably.
There's some ponytail jokes. I don't know if they made it or not.
I was crying. That was the fun. You telling me the story about that. I don't know
if
there
were just progressively worse jokes being told.
Oh yeah, the progressively worse jokes. That's that's probably my highlight of Workbench Con is Paul telling me the story.
That was the best.
Wait, I didn't hear the ponytail joke. I just heard the one about the story getting progressively, or the insults getting worse and worse.
It's about Graz's ponytail.
Yeah,
that's the premise.
Oh, okay.
Does Graz have a ponytail?
Well, if he pulls his hair back.
So that's kind of the setup. We made a pirate ship. So for that episode, he's like, I should just wear my hair in a ponytail.
Of course,
that's what pirates do.
That's what pirates do
because he's got long hair. And the producers are like, okay,
everyone knows
telling us this. And then immediately go to me and they say, grill him the entire episode, like lean into this as hard as you can and make fun of Graz the whole time.
This is episode 8, right? This is the last episode?
Yeah, so this is the last one we filmed. I don't know where it'll fall.
I love how like when Jimmy was describing like episode 1 and 2, they try to keep you guys in line and storyboard the stuff.
Yeah.
And by episode 8, they were like, just do whatever you want. Just be mean.
Yeah. They're like, Jackman, go write your jokes. But like they told me that the first day we were working on that, and I went home that night and I like workshop jokes.
I love the idea of you writing down. You're like, come in prep. Yeah. You're like unroll a scroll.
Yeah.
You drop it, it just rolls like in the cartoons.
Yeah. I had a list on my phone. I was checking them off as I told him.
Oh, I don't.
So dumb.
Did you like stop production and be like, wait a minute, I got a joke here. Hold on.
I was like reading them off my phone. What did the say to the pirate ship?
Yeah, I want you to say the pinnacle moment of these jokes, but I don't know. I don't think you should.
Some of the jokes. Maybe
I'll tell a couple of them.
Yeah, let's tell a couple. Maybe
start
not the best one
and end on a high.
That was the thing. Is like I organized them so they were like progressively getting worse and darker and darker.
You got to roll into it
to a point that I probably shouldn't have gone to and probably didn't make the edit. But like the first one,
sure it didn't make.
I'm pretty positive it's a kid's show. So I don't think so.
It's not on the show.
Well, it's a really dark kids show.
It would have been called Making Sad.
Making Orphans.
Oh, God. It's so dark. Wow.
The one joke I'm 99% sure made it is we were cutting this cannon for the pirate ship, and it's like this 300-400 pound log that we're trying to cut down the middle on the bandsaw. So it took like all 5 of us, and the 4 of us were all holding it. Graz was off doing something else, and I'm like, Graz, get over here. We need your help. And he was like all excited to have something to do, and he runs over to the bandsaw, and I was like, Graz, get the backside of the log. Like it was like all dramatic, like this thing is barely going through. We're gonna cut the blade, and like the blade's gonna pop off. And I'm like, hold the back end of it, put your head down a little bit lower, like steady, and then take your ponytail and cut it off. It was like this long drag out joke to lead up to the point.
Outstanding.
That one made it.
Good.
The other one
that was clean.
I forget. Yeah, I forget the other couple clean ones, and then it went into
the ones you
hey,
told
Graz,
us were
I hope your hair gets depressed so it cuts itself.
Oh my God.
Like that's kind of a mid-grade kind of dark.
Yeah, no, that one's good. That's good. That's
funny.
That should be on the show, but it's not realistically.
That's like a TN-17 joke. It's not quite rated R yet.
Yeah. And then
it progresses.
Yeah, how dark do we go, Mike?
I mean, I'm fine with it. It depends on how. I mean, this we have upwards of 3,000 listeners, so it depends on how many people you want knowing this.
Depending on how funny the next joke is, it could make or break your show. Let's just put it that way.
It could. I don't want to get canceled.
After the airport.
What was the next one? Was it the
9/11?
9/11.
Oh, God. You know what? No, too soon. I'm gonna call it there.
Is it too soon, Pete? All right, whatever.
I want to hear the 9/11 joke.
Say it.
Like it's not even that good, which is what makes it funny.
Yeah, it's not needed.
It's just, hey, Graz, what's worse than your hair? And the answer is 9/11.
9/11.
And it's true.
It's true. 9/11 is worse than his hair.
It's not a lie.
It's not a lie. It's accurate, and it really, really
and timely.
Perspective how bad his hair is.
Yeah.
No. And then
the last one.
I don't know.
Please,
I love it.
I'm dying to know.
If you think this is bad, you can cut it out.
No, I'm leaving it.
We're keeping it in there. This
I'm
is
going
going
to
to like
for me.
2,000 people that just they clearly don't care. They listen to us.
So the best part that I'm not talking about is you got a picture. There's besides the 5 of us on camera, 10 people behind the cameras.
It's very important to see this in your head.
And everything. So the moment that I say 9/11, it's just silent in that entire barn. You could hear a pin drop in that barn, except for Pat laughs and I start laughing. And everyone is like, what is wrong with you? And they're
First of all, Pat Lapp is an American, so
yeah, it doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
It's not insensitive to him.
Right. It means it holds no value to those people.
He forgot.
He forgot. He never forgot. Oh God. Okay.
So
yeah, maybe.
So the pinnacle of the jokes was the final one that doesn't even have a punchline. It's just, hey Graz, I hope you get cancer.
Oh God! My God, that's awful. It's not even a punchline. It's just like
it is horrible.
That's got nothing to do with his ponytail.
Just
that's just terrible.
I'm glad that made the show.
I think it's the show title. Graz, comma. I hope you can.
We can't do it.
We have to name off a lot of sponsors. I don't know if I can give you guys.
We won't. We'll have a pretty good block between the sponsors and that. That was so good. Well, thanks, Paul. That was
we can do
pinnacle of my
jokes.
Workbench Con adventure. So
God.
There's probably other ones I forgot about.
Well, see, this is stuff you learn on Workbench Con that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. So none of those made the cut.
Oh, what a bummer!
Can't imagine why.
I do genuinely enjoy. Like I said, it's a pre-show.
That's peak comedy.
Yeah. All of the content that has made it like out of the show, like all the behind the scenes, and anytime you and Pat are like ghosting each other, and or like random jokes that you guys are making, and all of it is getting posted on this like weird secret IG that no one knows about, called Making Fun. Check it out.
So Making Fun on Instagram account.
Yeah. It's pretty great. I'm glad.
Literally, you don't know who's running that?
Fully on board with it.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Really? That's wild.
No one knows, Mike.
Oh,
No one's gonna find out.
Interesting.
Yeah. You think you're getting close to the truth, but you might be coming up a little short.
I see.
Well,
I understand.
I was looking
now.
for the list of jokes. I was hoping I still had it, and I don't.
He's like,
I have one that was
evidence.
unchecked, and that's it. And it was something about.
was it worse than the cancer one?
No, it's very like vanilla, which is sad.
I like it.
It's just
Your
I
hair
wanted to
is
say something
frizzy.
about Derek telling a long ponytail because he tells long stories.
That probably made the show.
That could have made it.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's all that
They
remains on my
can't,
list.
they can't cut it all out. Just the one about Graz getting cancer. I wish I could have been in the room because, like, I mean, no, there's no record players in the whole room, but somehow it's like a.
Yeah.
It's also great when like you and your
all
buddy
the
are
cameras
laughing,
look down,
but no one else is.
And even
You know
shake
it's
their
funny.
head.
Yeah, like that's the funny part about it. The joke is incredibly insensitive and really
It's horrible.
sad and
That's what's so great about
horrible. But saying it and having the entire barn go completely silent
That's
is
the
funny.
joke.
That's
Exactly.
The
That's-
reaction
that's
is
what's
the
funny.
joke. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Like you cutting your camera mid-feed
Right.
when I
Yeah, right. Every time that you
when
Peter
you
tells the
say
story.
the name
it's like
wrong.
I say something that's not funny, you cut the camera, we all laugh.
We
Yeah,
get
exactly.
it.
Ah.
Exactly. Good one.
It just happened.
Oh,
You have to
anyway,
watch the
all
video.
right.
YouTube.com/Under the Woodshop podcast.
Let's move forward into some questions here, or well, one question.
Question.
Let's move into this one question. It's from Adam. I love Adam. He's a great guy. Let's check out what Adam has to say.
He won my shirt.
Hey guys, Adam here from Barnett Custom Woodworks. So my question is for the Making Fun crew. What was the biggest challenge in making a TV show with a bunch of makers, and what was your favorite part? Can't wait to hear the episode and watch the show for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, you're the only person who can answer.
You're
this,
the
Paul.
crew right now.
Please answer for everyone.
I guess I'll take this one, guys. If that's
Yes. Make sure to throw it to Dan though.
Okay.
Ditto.
I mean, probably the hardest part. You know what Apple boxes are? It's like a TV movie thing. It's like a standard size box that they use to prop up cameras and stuff. So they're just plywood boxes, and that's probably the hardest part. Was just moving that around to keep Graz at the rest of our levels. So you can stand on it the whole time.
Poor Graz.
I don't know why he's my punching bag. I like it.
I know it's great though. You gotta have one. I mean, it's gotta.
Yeah.
No, but like there was a whole story in the pre-show about you guys having to like wait for them to adjust the camera so it would pan perfectly from your faces down to Graz and back up to the next person, which is regulation height.
This isn't answering the question, but just to tell that story for people that didn't see the pre-show. There's in the intro, be looking for it, where Jimmy's like walking through his property, like saying, "Hey, these are my chickens, this is my tractor," just this sorts of stuff, and kind of the backstory.
BINGO.
I used to make
GIMMY
stuff, and he gets into the barn. He's like, "This is my barn. This is where I make stuff. This is like all my toys," and it shows all the saws and the lathe and all that stuff. And then he's like, "These are my buddies. They're gonna help me build this stuff." And then it starts with me. He goes, "This is Jackman. He's an engineer. It's kind of annoying." And then it goes to Derek. It's like, "This is Derek. He's my best friend. He's got horrible stories." And then it goes to Graz. Now, Graz is, I don't know. I don't want to say a foot shorter than Derek, 10 inches.
I'd say meter.
I'd say a foot and a half. Foot and a half.
Yeah, let's round up.
Meter.
2 feet shorter than Derek. So they get to Derek, and then I'm off camera. So I go behind the monitors to just kind of watch what's going on. And as it pans over to Graz, they have to kind of pan the camera down a little bit. So I'm watching this happen, and I was like, hold on a second. Like I told the showrunner, I was like, it'd be so funny if we like go from me straight over to Derek and then over to Graz and then deliberately pan the camera down, like make it very obvious that the camera's tilting down. And they're like, yeah, that's funny. So like that was one of the positives of working with this guy, Mike. Like normally I feel like working on a TV show, somebody like that would be like, dude, stay in your lane. You're the talent.
Right.
Don't tell me what
We'll
to
do it. We'll figure it out.
This guy's
Just,
like, that's hilarious. Let's do it.
that's cool.
And then we spent a half an hour sitting there waiting for them to completely change the camera setup for this little half-second joke in the intro of the show.
But,
That's awesome.
How terrible
Worth
would it
it.
be if like Graz had like a Napoleon concept and like he was just like super mad about it? Like
Every time I made the joke,
he's just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Graz seems like he can take a joke really well. He seems like he can handle being the punching bag. He gets the jokes.
He
Graz is legit hilarious.
He gives it right back
so
though
funny.
too.
Yeah, he's such a funny guy. It's
like the funniest part about the short jokes, I always tell him this, is he's like 5'7", 5'8". I don't even know.
right.
Probably 5'7". So he's short, but not like
Not comically short. Right.
Not Danny
They're all
DeVito
just
short.
giants next to him.
Yeah, like I'm 6'3". So next to him, he's tiny, but like he's probably
Adorable.
average height,
For sure.
like slightly below average.
Oh, you're
He's
saying
hanging
I'm
around a bunch
above
of tall
average? Nobody's ever said
Nope,
that to me.
no one said that.
Oh.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that. Math guy.
Anyway,
yeah.
Back to the question I didn't answer. I guess I should answer that. I guess the hardest part of filming is kind of dancing around the cameras and like, I don't know, working with them because they don't quite understand our workflow and everything. So it took a few weeks to kind of get, kind of dance with them, because you're kind of like dance partners with the camera guys. They got to be in the right spot, not be in an unsafe, place behind the table saw or whatever. And like, I don't think any of them were really woodworkers. A couple of the guys had done a little bit, but they didn't quite understand the whole wood shop. Like, I'd be like, don't stand in this zone. Like, this is the safe zone of the table saw. Everywhere else, don't stand there. Don't.
You know how your fingers do this? Yeah, stay away from this spot.
Because they're just looking for like the sexiest shot. They're getting real close, like right in the danger zone behind the saw. And I'm like, don't do that, please. But yeah, just that and kind of waiting for them to get set up to get the shot when I just want to get the build done. Like, that was a little bit frustrating. And then like we got to a point though, like this, as we got along, it got less and less frustrating, all this stuff. And we got to the point where like the producers wanted to get everything, like just in case they needed it, they wanted footage of everything. And then all of us, I think all of us were like, you don't need this. Like, I can build this off camera. I guarantee, like, we make videos. I don't think you need this. I'm pretty sure. Like, this isn't a major scene where you see something transform. It's just something that has to get done. It's not interesting. Like, just let me do it over lunch break or whatever, like, just to get progress. So eventually they started listening to us, and it was good.
I mean, obviously it's like totally different world, but like for what you do for Jackman Works, for your channel and stuff. And I mean, have you ever had anyone filming you for your channel? For Jackman Works? It's always been you, like, setting it up, right?
Yeah, the only one was the trebuchet that I built.
Right. That's true. I guess you and Zach, but I mean,
I hear is far superior to a catapult.
It's incredibly superior to a catapult. Like, it would be embarrassing to even build a catapult.
I mean, what would it even be interesting or helpful for your channel to have someone recording for you? I mean, does that even sound interesting at all after this experience? I mean, is that something you'd even like want to consider?
Yeah. So as much as it was frustrating, it was incredibly nice to not have to move a camera around and not have to.
You don't have to deal with it, right?
No, not at all.
It's like, just be you.
All we're doing is building stuff. Like, we're designing it and kind of playing all that stuff out, but like, we're just building stuff. And like, they film it, they edit it. Like, that was completely out of our hands. All the footage, like, there was a person on set that like cataloged everything. Like, that was their whole job, was cataloging all the footage from all the cameras. And then one person, their entire job was to pull from those cards, put it on hard drives, and like send it to Netflix.
Like, the closest thing I have to like to relate to that is like, me, Dan, and Pete, we do this podcast every week, and we put a lot of work into this podcast. And every once in a while I get to go on podcasts, and it's like, I go on these podcasts and I don't have to do, I just go on the podcast and I don't do anything. It's nice. Right. I imagine it's kind of similar to that. Like, you go from you're running a successful YouTube channel. Now you go on a TV show, and then they do all the stuff that's really tedium. You get to just do the thing you're there for, like, which sounds awesome. So I imagine it's a really cool experience. Yeah, you're the talent. Yeah.
That's basically how it operates with me here.
Just a fine piece of meat on there. That's it.
Yeah, I just show up. I'm the talent.
So,
do much.
But like, that's actually a really good point. I didn't think about, but like, you're, because you're a content creator, like, you've been on camera a lot, a lot more probably than they recorded you. But like, did you give them pointers? Did you say like, I'll take the shot, or, you said that this might not be important, but like, oh, like, like try getting this shot or try getting this shot? Did you like actually like tell them what to do a little bit?
Every once in a while, I didn't want to do that and like tell them how to do their job.
Yeah, that
Not
would be
like that, but like what might make
yeah,
a cool
it's
shot.
like it's a careful balance.
Yeah.
Like, and they were very open to our input too. All the camera guys and everyone was like, they're artists too. Like they just want to make the best work of art, really.
Right.
And like there's a shot. It was I think the guitar boat where we had the fingerboard glued up to the neck of the guitar. It's this giant, it was 8-9 feet long, the neck of the guitar.
Wow.
So a bunch of clamps on it. And then I was like, we need to drop this on the workbench and make the clamps disappear. Like I was like, I want to work one of those into the TV show.
Oh yeah, you have
one
to.
of your classics.
And I'm pretty sure it made the edit. And I was like, this is how I do it. Like, just drop it. And then we have all the PAs or whoever just go grab all the clamps off of it. We stay in the same spot, drop it again, and then just cut those two together.
Which, by the way, when you do that, do you have your wife do all that, or?
No, I take the clamps off for the most part.
So
There's a couple where my wife has had to help me.
And then do you like have to record it a couple times so that like you make sure you're aligned right?
So the secret with that, I'm going to divulge my secret.
Please,
Uh-oh.
yes.
Is movement. So you have to drop it with the clamps on it, and then like a lot of people when they do that will just like put their hands on the table, and then cut to them with their hands on the table again, and the clamps are gone. But the problem with that is if your hands are in a slightly different spot, you're going to see it. So what you have to do is keep your hands moving. They're going to be blurred, so it will blur together.
That makes sense.
Drop it on the bench, keep your hands
sleight
moving.
of hand.
Yeah, exactly. And then
that's
without the clamps
smart.
on it, drop it on the bench, keep your hands moving. Within that blur, you can cut it together. And
I think one time I tried to do that, and that's what was now that you say it, that makes a ton of sense. I think I tried to do one of those things where you throw the piece down and the clamps are gone, and it just looked like trash. So I just didn't go with it. But yeah, that makes sense. You got to do the slide. You got to have that blur.
Cut is
the piece is
exactly,
or something. Yeah, it's like I'm like. Anyway, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that has to be.
I have another question though about that.
So sometimes I'll trace my feet out on the floor too.
Oh, that's actually smart.
Oh yeah, smart.
Little X's on there.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything you picked up from the guys recording like that? You're like, I gotta try that.
Good question.
Like the slider cams were really cool. It might be cool to have one of those. Like they did a lot of, I don't know if you would call it motion capture. It's not really motion capture, but it was like a slider that you would like set the starting position, set the end position, and then it would be a time lapse. That's
I love those shots, and those things are like $400. They're not even that expensive. They look sick. Like I really would like to get one in the shop really bad. I think they just like make such a cool effect. And if you do like the time lapse and then you speed up the time lapse a little bit, and your hands are like a blur if you kind of stay in the same spot. I just love those shots. I think they look so good. I really want to get one of those.
Cool.
Man.
Very Matrix-y.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love those shots. There's a Bao actually. Bao has done those a lot, but also Nick Key does those a lot of time. Well, I don't know if he does the slider, but I love how Nick Key will do it where his hands are moving super fast and everything's a blur, but he's perfectly still. I love that. I just think that looks so cool. So anyway, good question, Pete.
When I watch the edit, I'll probably have a better answer for that.
And this is again left field question, but what do you edit in?
Adobe Premiere.
Adobe Premiere
and a little bit of After Effects.
Oh, so you do a little bit of After Effects sometimes. Okay.
A little bit.
For all the fun stuff.
A Graz amount of After Effects.
Okay. No, I ask because people ask us all the time, like, "Oh, what do you guys use?" Like, I like to know what people use, and then obviously you use actual Photoshop, Adobe, right?
No, so I use GIMP. It's a software. It's graphic something. It's an acronym. It's like a free Photoshop kind
graphic interface money pictures.
Sure. Yeah,
everybody knows that.
It's just a software I've been using for a long time, and I'm just more familiar with it.
Just familiar with it. Yeah,
you do good work with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, I mean, you don't because they're all authentic photos.
Yes. My Instagram feed is first and foremost about body positivity and portraying my body naturally as it is. And just don't want to set a standard that's not realistic, you know?
It's not fair.
I'll never forget when you came on the show and you're like, so I'm not an influencer. I'm a Instagram model.
I'm an Instagram model. Yep.
And I was like, this is freaking brilliant. Yes. Yeah. Just own it.
My Instagram bio now says aspiring Instagram model and current Coast Guard wife.
You are a trophy wife. We all know that.
I'm a Coast Guard wife. Yeah.
Trophy wife.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't. Did you end up buying that your guys' place?
Yes.
You did. Awesome.
The barn's a separate property.
Yeah.
So we don't own that yet. Hopefully someday we can.
Yeah.
But we the house that I'm in, we bought that.
Is Matt gonna sell it to you?
We'll see. It's complicated. It's also expensive.
Yeah, I bet it's super expensive. That location's awesome.
It's a great spot, but the barn is oceanfront property. So
yeah, it's super nice.
Which could also suck. Salt water and cast iron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always humid.
Yeah.
Even in the winter somehow.
I got some oceanfront property in Arizona.
I kind of really, it's great. It's just off the shore.
One of a kind.
I've really been meaning to ask you this, but like, I don't know if this is going to make for great content, but like, how's that whole relationship? Because like you moved to that property, you guys bought that, but like it's Mac's shop technically. Mm-hmm. You guys have a relationship from way earlier in your life when he was your shop teacher. Yeah. And now you guys work together. And then you also have like your kind of shop help support as well, right? So like, how's that whole dynamic with three people being involved in a property and a project and a business? Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little complicated for people who don't know the story. Mac is my old shop teacher from high school, and he owned this barn, this house, and the house next door. And a couple of years ago, like we've been in contact off and on since high school, and he just reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing in a couple of years?" And I was like, I don't know. Like my wife's up for transfer in the Coast Guard, so probably moving. We don't know where. And he's like, do you think you could get moved to Massachusetts? I was like, I don't know. We could try. And then he like told me all about this barn and stuff. So his friend had cancer or something like that. Lost his ponytail.
I was trying to figure out how to work it in. I couldn't figure it out.
It's so sad. I'm sorry, guys.
That was out of the park.
I can't believe how seamlessly you just worked that in.
I was like, my gears were spinning. I was like,
I hate you so much, and I love you.
I apologize.
No, I respect the hustle.
Yeah, so true story. His friend died. Bring this down a little bit.
Man. Oh, there we go.
Is that what our phrase is now? When someone passes, they lost their ponytail.
They lost their ponytail.
Oh God.
My friend's been in the hospital for a few months, and just finally, he gave in and lost his ponytail.
He lost his ponytail.
Wow.
So
Pete is not amused.
No, I'm just like, I'm trying to work. Like, I have so many jokes flowing through my head, but I'm like, I have to behave.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
it was a long fight. He was so brave.
My friend was in a car accident. It was really, really bad, and he just lost his ponytail. He couldn't
wrap the frame around the pole.
We just wrapped this ponytail around the frame.
Okay.
All right.
So
I heard he overdosed.
Mac's
and he
friend
lost his
died.
Yeah. So my old shop teacher's friend died. Thanks for laughing.
No, it's not funny.
Mike's face is funny though. He's checking out.
That was a great idea. Just cut the video.
I'm staying. I love it.
I'm in it.
So
good.
I want to finish the story. I don't care.
Please, no, yes.
No, I want to hear it.
I'm actually curious.
Mac inherited these 3 properties from his friend.
Oh wow!
Because apparently he didn't have any family around that wanted the property, and sold the property next door, and that was able to pay off the mortgage on this property. So he was like even on the property, which is really
awesome.
Cool. So that's why he's been like really flexible with us. Like we got super lucky that we happen to know him.
That's great.
And moved into here and rented this place for a year at a really fair rate, and then convinced him to sell it to us. Like we kind of planned that. We were like, maybe in a year we can reevaluate, maybe try and buy the house so we can do some work on it and renovate it.
That's awesome.
And that worked out, and we got a decent deal on the place, and maybe the barn eventually. But his friend before he died said, like, I'm going to give you these properties, but just promise not to ever sell the barn. Just because Mac was the one who built that 31 years ago. It was like the year I was born.
That's cool. Wow.
And
today.
Yes.
He finished it today, 31 years ago.
Today they finished the barn.
Hey, shout out to him for putting in a 48-inch staircase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty smart, really.
Okay.
I mean, because he could take a sheet of plywood up there.
Yeah.
On a turn.
So the barn looks like 100 years old. It's only 31 years old now.
It's that sea weather.
Cool. Yeah, it's brutal on the outside.
Salt air just tears it up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But so hopefully someday, like when he loses his ponytail.
Wow. This is officially a thing. Wow.
We're making it a thing, Pete.
This is a thing.
No, we're making fun of a thing.
Like whenever you hear somebody say,
good one, Pete.
Say like, "Oh, Bill." Oh, my friend Bill passed yesterday. Like that's
so sad.
Weird way to say it. He passed.
It's so sad. Yeah, he passed.
Like he lost his ponytail.
Makes way more sense.
It's like basically saying like he's at a farm upstate, except like all the cool people are moving to a farm upstate.
It's so much more delicate. I like it.
So you guys, I mean, with your wife's job, I mean, you guys aren't gonna have to move anymore. I mean, is that pretty much set or?
Yeah, so she's leaving the Coast Guard this year, going to the reserves. So she won't be
sweet.
active duty, is what they call it.
Right,
so
right.
She can remain where she's at, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's great. Cool.
Yeah,
is she gonna get involved in Jackman Works more?
Potentially, we're gonna try it. I don't know if I want her to work for me.
Yeah, that'd be a weird dynamic.
Yeah, but we're gonna try it.
She'll work for him. That's really funny.
I don't know if I want to work for her.
Right.
Yeah, she's gonna be the CEO.
Yeah.
You'll be her first employee.
Yeah.
That's cool,
man. We're gonna try and see what happens. She might go back to school too, and kind of we don't have a solid plan, but I can support us for now. So
yeah,
and
that's
you know
great,
what?
man.
That's so freaking cool. And that was one of the things that like I really took away from Workbench Con. It's like people have like legitimate lives, legitimate businesses, their families are thriving, and no one's struggling doing what you're doing.
True. Like a lot of people are struggling.
Well, I know, but what I mean is, like,
have you forgotten about our talks?
All the lost ponytails, I know, but you know that is really cool, dude. Like you're doing something that's not normal to the kind of everyday dynamic. You know,
right?
You haven't worked a 9 to 5 in what, like 5 years?
5-6 years. Now,
yeah, it's not like that. And like, yeah, your wife was working, you know, at the Coast Guard, but like now she can step away from that. She can retire or go to reserves, and she doesn't have to seek out a job. She can actually kind of work with you and like help you grow your business. But if she
we
doesn't,
have a little time to figure it out.
It also like you have time to do it, and you're doing all of it with content creation. Like you're
making
your
giant Pez dispensers.
Yeah, but like
shoe dispensers.
It's really crazy because it's
I'm hoping that they sue me.
Yeah. No, they would. That'd
give you a ton of views.
Yeah. Jackman versus
it's really
Pez.
cool, man. You're
joining a lawsuit.
You know the unnecessary inventions guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he made Croc gloves, and they sent him a cease and desist.
Yeah,
so
I saw that on TikTok.
He took it and framed it and hung it up on his wall.
Yes.
So that's why I want Pez to sue me or send me a cease and desist so I can have that.
I think they should sue you just to bring all of you into the limelight. I mean, Pez isn't like real in the forefront anymore. I think it bring them and you into the forefront.
Big in New Jersey,
a good PR move for everyone. Yeah,
be good
Pez is huge in Jersey. Sure. Well, hey, let's get into this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
I was just gonna say that the rest of that story, like when my wife joined the Coast Guard, I had to quit my job because we had to move. And for a year, like Jackman Works was kind of a thing. Like it was just starting to take off on YouTube. I wasn't really making any money, so I had no business to take it full time. But like my wife was going to make enough money to pay our bills and stuff. So I was like, well, let's see what happens. I gave myself a year. I was like, let's see if I can get traction in a year. So she supported me at that point. Now I get to support her. So it's kind of flipping
that's awesome.
The other way.
That's the dream, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm so glad that I hope making fun gets really big. I really do. I want to see this become a huge thing.
Season
for all you guys.
2.
Yeah, just want to see that so bad. So
I want to see the director's cut, like we talked about in the pre-show.
The commentary would be just amazing. Yeah, and this that kid dropping F-bombs at you guys. I want that video so bad.
I just want like season 2 and 3 to happen, and they'll have to like incorporate like semi-local makers like from North Jersey or whatever, and I'll like.
What? That was so sad. Why don't you follow me? No. So Dan, why don't you do the giveaway thing real quick? We're an hour in. I wouldn't want to be much longer than this. We held up Paul on his birthday for like 3.5 hours now. So.
Not my birthday anymore.
It's only his birthday for a minute.
Yeah, right.
We want to.
Big thanks to the giveaway.
We had a massive giveaway, and I want to give huge shout out to Armor Tool, Bessie, Brunt Boots, Firm Grip, Capro, Laguna, Macbeth, Microjig, Omniwall, Semi Exact, Sticker Beat, Tight Bond, and last but not least, Total Boat for pitching in. We spent upwards of an hour just rattling off names and drawing names.
It was the worst, guys.
But yeah, huge shout out to those brands and companies. We couldn't do this without you, so real big thank you. I will send over all the winners to Pete so he can put them in the show notes, because if I rattle all those names off again, we're going to be here for another hour.
Yeah.
So everybody
Paul
that participated,
if we have to listen to that one more time.
everybody that participated, huge thank you. The show is nothing without everybody who listened. So
yeah, all this, you guys support us so much. You guys are incredible. So thanks to all the new patrons and all that stuff. I don't know where Pete went. I didn't even see him leave.
No, he's out.
I was gonna do the show wrap, but I don't think I should do that without Pete. I don't know what he's doing.
No,
but,
we should probably have him here for that.
Yeah, we need him here for that. So
hey, pierogies.
Pierogi to the face. I don't know if you heard, but we're trying to get Pete to.
That's my Pete impression.
The hot dog to the face gift, the chick with the hot dog. We're trying to have Pete do that with pierogies, and I think it'd be like an NFT that would be pretty good. So no. I don't even know what an NFT is, but Pete needs to make that gift. Non-fungible something. Text?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, something like that.
Non-something.
Non-fungible. I know it's
non-funny take.
Ponytail.
Nope.
It's like a WAP, but not
WAP.
A WAP.
What?
Wasn't our first post on TikTok to that song?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Was it
just a slideshow of us at Maker Camp, and I'm pretty sure you're in that slideshow.
Oh my god! All right, hey, let's get out of this. Overall, this episode has been very long. If you were here for the pre-show and all the making fun stuff, big thanks to Paul. Happy birthday, Paul. Thanks, man. You are great. You're a really great guy. So big thanks for coming on the show. Thanks to all the sponsors for the giveaway. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. You patrons are incredible. Thank you. So we will get all this amazing content out for you guys ASAP. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. I'm just going to get out of here quick. Be sure to check out Making Fun on Netflix. That is available now. If you're hearing this, it is available now. So go check it out. Please support that show, because those are some really great people in our community. And we want that thing to watch it a ton of times. Do what you can.
Send it to all your friends.
That's hard and be really durable. I really beat them off like a lot. Literally every day. There's so much comes on my floors. It's ridiculous. So all my cast iron.
What?
Did you download the thing or did you make it?
I don't know. Who was that?
Did you?
Was it Paul?
awpanon@gmail.com.
Oh my god, it was Paul. Oh my god, it was Paul. You got us.
What? That was the greatest catfish.
Oh my god!
Of all times.
Paul, you are crap. Look at Dan is absolutely floored right now. What? All right, so I can't end the show now. Now we have to go for 5 more minutes, because last episode we did. I mean, we explained it. We got a crazy, frightening audio from a murderer, and
clearly
it's been revealed on the show.
Praising him in the beginning, like, oh, this super clearly talented person.
It is clearly talented, but it's clear that now Paul. I was
Jackman with a soundboard.
Just remixing.
Make her come.
You have to cut all this out now.
No, I can't.
Not this one.
If I'm not cutting out the Graz getting oh my god.
You so did good. That?
Anyway, thank you to Omniwall Power Pro.
I like how you had to throw your readers on. You're like, and then you put it out really far. Oh god, Paul, you're incredible.
I almost forgot to do the reveal too.
Yeah.
Wow.
As you were like ready to read the podcast,
I was like, oh, Mike, you sent it to him. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you did it.
I am really excited to announce who the murderer is to everyone. This is fantastic. I'm gonna be you. It's you.
Oh my god.
He knew the email too. That's when he read the email. I was like, oh yeah, god, this is unbelievable. Well, the show is thrown.
We just met our biggest fan.
Yeah. The show is thrown.
Wait. I have to ask.
Yeah, how did you do that?
Are you? Wait, no, hang on. No. I don't care about that. We're done with that. Are you RJ Hammy?
No. RJ Hammy, we've established as Daniel Langley.
No, Daniel Langley is the fake RJ Hammy.
Oh, the real RJ Hammy. No, I don't think it's Paul.
That's
is it?
not me. No.
That's not.
No, we'll find out. Yeah, great. In
You'll
another
never know.
50 episodes when we have him on again, and he'll be like, by the way, I've been RJ Hammy this whole time.
Well, Paul, you've blown our minds and our pants off.
Wow.
So you're amazing. Thank you for everything you do.
Welcome.
You're the best. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday,
Everyone have a great weekend. Go watch Making Fun. Pete will have a hard time finding it. He will be looking for Making It. So but it's gonna...
Making it fun.
That's why I didn't show up on his computer.
Making it fun.
Like, making it.
Making fun of Graz.
He keeps searching for Bob Claggett on Making It. Anyway, big thanks to everyone who supports the show. You guys are amazing. Bye now. Bye.
Bye.
Love you long time. Oh, wow. I just went through puberty just then.
Long time. Bye.
Bye.
Love you long time.
Quit. Kill it.